Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts to Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant, and today we're going to be watching Dál Riata, the powerful Gaelic Kingdom of Scotland and Ireland. Somebody suggested that I watch this so I could learn more about Scotland and Ireland and their history and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and YouTube and simmer and see what this is all about.
Dál Riata was a Gaelic kingdom that comprised County Antrim in modern northeast Ireland and the western seaboard of modern Scotland. This Gaelic kingdom included various inner Hebridean islands in the western section of Scotland known as Argyll, or Coast of the Gaels. The capital of Dál Riata was most probably Dunad in Argyll and Bute, with wine containers from Gaul amongst the relics found in Dunad. The kingdom reached its height of power during the 6th and 7th centuries AD, and the inhabitants of Dál Riata were often referred to by Latin sources as Scoti and later as Gaels. An early version of Gaelic appears to have been the primary language of Dál Riata, but other languages.
Wow, I ain't gonna lie, man. His accent, I'm struggling a little bit to understand it. Now, this is a region that I don't know much about when it comes to this here, so I'm gonna learn something new here, okay? Let's keep going.
Languages seem to have been spoken in parts of the island kingdom. Columba, the Irish abbot, famously used a translator when speaking to someone from Skye, and there is evidence from place names that pre-Celtic languages were spoken in certain regions. Celtic languages are divided by some scholars into two categories: pre-Celtic languages such as Gaulish and Brittonic, and Q-Celtic languages, which include the Gaelic or Gaelic languages of Irish, Scottish Gaelic, and Manx today. Given the geography of Dál Riata, it will come as no surprise that the kingdom had a strong naval presence. Carracks, a type of Irish boat, were probably popular methods of transport, with some sources suggesting that the Gaels may have built their version of Viking longboats for certain purposes. Dál Riata also had a strong naval war fleet that was organised between the houses, who each had to provide oarsmen. In relation to the origins of the Gaels in Scotland, one argument is that they came from Ireland and conquered the western region of Argyll in Scotland around 500 AD. The story goes that the conquest was led by the three sons of the king of the Irish Dál Riata, Eirc, with his sons being Fergus Mór, Lorne, and Angus. This narrative is challenged by others, who argue that the Gaels were in Scotland centuries before this. Bede, a monk born in the Kingdom of Northumbria, wrote in his book, completed in 731 AD.
Isn't it ironic that throughout history you find places where people sort of have debates about who discovered it, when they discovered it, and why the people who discovered it got there. You know, it's just like the New World. You know, they say Christopher Columbus discovered it, but you know, some people say he didn't discover it. He didn't discover it. He just happened upon it, where there were people already there who discovered that land. You know what I mean? And it's the same type of thing you see all over in history. Now things are going to change. You know, the ethnicity of people where they are. You know, and I understand how that could cause conflict with the people who were there at the time, not wanting to have changes. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like how you see the confusion and the conflict with immigration, because with all the people migrating, that could change the ethnic makeup of a place, and some people wouldn't like that because they want things to stay the same, because if things stay the same, people will be comfortable the way they are. But you know, people move for various reasons. Could be climate, could be politics, could be religion. So whether or not we want it to change, it is going to change. It's going to change faster in these modern times because you got all these modern transportation methods and stuff like that. But I reckon back then things would change slowly. They would come, and then they would come in droves after a while. Try to escape whatever they're trying to escape from. And that's another thing, man. We keep having to escape from where we originally are because people come in and they decide to take over where we are. And I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about black people. I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about humans in general. Outsiders come and then they exert their dominance on the people that live there. Let's keep watching this.
Called the ecclesiastical history of the English people. That, in course of time, Britain received a third tribe in addition to the Britons and the Picts, namely the Irish. These came from Ireland under their leader, Ruday, and won lands among the Picts either by friendly treaty or by the sword. These they still possess. They are still called Dál Riata after this leader, Dal in their language, signifying apart. The origins of Dal Riata are not quite clear, but there does seem to have been two Dal Riatas in a sense, a Scottish Dal Riata and an Irish one. In relation to the organisation of Scottish Dal Riata,
Let me, because he's talking about different tribes, okay? The question I have there in Great Britain or the United Kingdom as it is, do people still differentiate themselves by tribe, or is it more by nationality? Or is the nationality cognizant of different tribes? And do people still associate themselves with specific tribes there, or is it just different nationalities now? Because again, we have all this mixing going on, you know what I mean? And come to think about it, is that what caused conflicts even to today between certain parts of Ireland and England and and all of the splitting up that's going on? Like you have Northern Ireland and you have Ireland. I guess, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that different tribes or that were living there that caused that split and divide, or is it because of the incoming of the people who took the land that split it up? Kind of like what happened, let's say, in India, where they split the land up, and then the Muslims on one side and then the Hindus on the other side. Is it something similar to that? Comment down below. Like I said, I'm just learning about this, so hit me up with some knowledge.
it was comprised of four main kindreds, with the leaders claiming descent from previous kings. The four kindreds were Kenel Gabrain, based in Kintyre, Kenel Angusa, based on Islay, Kenel Loren, who gave their name to the district of Loren, and Kenel Comgale, who gave their name to Cowell. No kindreds are recorded for Irish Dal Riata. The monastery of Iona played an important role within the territory of Dal Riata, seemingly helping to spread the Christian faith around the region. It was apparently founded by the Irish abbot Columba in 563 AD. Some scholars have argued that there was somewhat of a Celtic Christian faith that was distinct in certain ways to Christianity found in non-Celtic speaking lands, although this is debated. Iona also helped to popularise a form of art known as insular art or Hiberno-Saxon art, with insular derived from the Latin word for island. This style of art began around the start of the 7th century AD and was a fusion of Celtic and Saxon art.
That's a word I don't hear used a whole lot, insular. I used to hear that a lot when I was on the island, but it seems to be a word that's sort of slowly disappeared from the vocabulary that I'm used to. Or maybe it's just where I live. I mean, nobody uses that word. I guarantee I'm going to go to work on Monday and I'm going to use the word insular and see if anybody's going to know what I'm talking about.
Insular art is known for its use of interlaced decoration, among other traits. One of the most famous kings of Dál Riata was Aidan Mac Gabrain, who ruled from 574 to 608 AD. During the golden age of the kingdom, he was made king at Iona by Saint Columba, and he extended the power of Dal Riata to places such as Orkney and the Isle of Man, whilst also winning campaigns against the Picts and the Britons. He was eventually defeated at the Battle of Degstastan in 603 AD by Ethelred of Bernicia, the king of the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Bernicia in modern-day northeast England. Aidan's grandson then presided over a disastrous reign that culminated in defeat at the Battle of Strathcarron in 642 AD by the kingdom of Strathclyde. Civil war and instability then ruled until a new royal line was established.
No, another thing too, it seems like back then it was like a totally different language, but it seems like there was a little bit of English in it. That, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's where the accent came from. I don't know. I'm just going through in my head here
By
what the vibe.
Ferchar Fota at the end of the 7th century AD. For a time around this period, parts of Dal Riata were apparently annexed into the kingdom of Northumbria. In the 8th century, the Picts then dealt a series of blows to the Gaelic Kingdom, as an entry from 736 AD in the Annals of Ulster describe. The Picts sacked Dunad, the capital of the kingdom. Angus, son of Fergus, king of the Picts, laid waste to the territory of Dal Riata and seized Dunat and burned Crek and bound in chains 2 sons of Selbach, as well as the Picts weakening the power of Dal Riata. Viking raids then began in around 794 AD that further compounded this. Some argue that Dal Riata went through somewhat of a re-emergence around this time, although the sources are not clear about this. In the middle of the 9th century AD, Dal Riata and the Picts merged into one political unit, potentially under Kenneth MacAlpin, known as the Kingdom of Alba or Alapa. This is seen by many as the birth, or at least the embryo, of modern Scotland. The precise way this unity came about is not quite clear, however. Kenneth MacAlpin is said by some sources to have been the king of Dal Riata from 841 to 850 AD, who, either by conquest, agreement, or a combination of both, united his kingdom with that of the Picts and formed the kingdom of Alba or Alapa in 843 AD. The Picts eventually became assimilated into the Gaelic culture, with the adoption of the Christian religion occurring as part of this process. Dal Riata played a vital role in the formation of modern Scotland, and is a core reason why Gaelic culture still thrives today in Scotland. Thanks for watching.
Okay, now that was really interesting. You know what I mean? It's sort of an idea of how Scotland was formed. I still want to know if them tribes and stuff still exist and people still talk about the tribe they're from. You know what I mean? Comment down below and let me know. And I'll leave a link for this video in the comment section. I mean, in the description. So that, you know, you could go check it out. Check out this channel. This channel seems, this is the first time I've watched a video from this channel. So, you know, and it's on Celtic history. I'll probably watch some more of that, you know what I mean? And I'll also leave links to videos here so y'all can continue watching and things. Check me out, you know what I mean? And y'all take care of each other, all right? Cool runnings.